It's June 25th, Thursday, 2026, and we're just heading off a trip to Sydney to explore where I grew up on the northern beaches and where I lived as a student on the southern beaches of Sydney. Zach's driving all the way. Byron Bay High School, where I taught from 1989 to 1991 for 3 years after transferring from Casino High School, and then in 1992 I taught at Cadena High School. Thirty Keys Drive was where I built my first house. It was the second place I lived in. After moving from Runnymede Street, building a house here, bought the land for $52,000. It was advertised $57,000, but I spoke to the developer and nobody had built in this area, so I showed him the plans of the house I was going to build, and he gave me a discount of $5,000. I was first to build on Keys Drive estate. And then the houses sold and the blocks sold very quickly after I built here. The new owners have changed this colour scheme for this house. And the house next door has moved very close to it, done extensions. I built this house around 1986, and then I moved from here to Angels Beach, where I built 5 units in Angels Beach. Built those in the early 1990s after moving out of here around 1989. Our first comfort stop just outside Grafton. It used to be the main road here. Just outside Woolgoolga. We're just coming into Woolgoolga. This is where I got imprisoned once when I was about 19 years old. Car broke down, I had to stop at a service station. They sent for a new engine from Sydney and then locked me in a big shed. This blue shed is where I was locked up while the mechanic got the new engine from Sydney. We're locked up overnight, myself and Chris. The mechanic was about 6'5" and 110 kilos, so we weren't going to argue with him. He locked us in this shed overnight. And this is the shed where I was locked up with Chris. Still remember it, even though it was over 50 years ago. This is the famous Woolgoolga Temple. It's built many years ago, over 50 years ago. 1968 it was built. It was to cater for the Indians who worked in the banana plantations in Coffs Harbour. Built in 1968, and I think it was probably remodelled in 2019, 7 years ago. The first Sikh temple in Australia. I remember passing it back in the 1970s. A bit more elaborate nowadays than what it was. Another extension of the Sikh temple. Not a mosque, even though it looks a bit like a mosque. We're now just driving out of Coffs Harbour and heading towards the jetty. Just coming up to the jetty. Now at North Wall Beach, Coffs Harbour, looking around towards the jetty. Jetty's in the distance there. Sign says not to swim here, it's too dangerous. There's no lifeguards present. Just coming up to the marina associated with the jetty. It's where the fishing trawlers come in. Fishermen's co-op. There's a break wall protecting the marina. Now we're heading off to the hotel we're staying at tonight. This is our overnight stay in Coffs Harbour, Sanctuary Resort and Treehouse Restaurant. We have a room with a single bed and a queen bed, $115 a night, which to me is a good deal. It's a little bit off the highway here, but you can't hear the highway. Here's a single bed, queen bed in the distance here. And then the bathroom. Looking for the TV. Oh yes, the TV's up there. Quite a big one. Should be able to watch the footy tonight. Bathroom's very compact but very adequate too. Shower behind the door here. A bit hard to squeeze in and get it. Zach's already had enough of driving, so he just wants to rest. We're off to our room's on the bottom floor, second door along from the left to the right, number 47. Here's the windmill I remember from years ago, still here. Welcome to the Greenhouse Tavern for lunch. Nearly 3 o'clock. It's Friday the 26th of June 2026. We're just departing our hotel in Coffs Harbour and we're off to Sydney. Bring back memories. Just stopped at one of the very nice rest areas on the way to Sydney. This one's about 100 kilometres outside Taree. All the facilities you require. So this is our trip from Broadbeach Waters, New Surfers Paradise, right down to Sydney. one stop at Sydney. At the moment we're just outside Port Macquarie. Past 11 and we're just coming into Taree. Just driving through the main street in Taree. Bit of rain on the way down. This hasn't changed very much in the 40 odd years since I was here last. Now just crossing the Manning River, which passes through Taree. It's just after 3 o'clock, we're just arriving on the outskirts of Sydney. It's just after 3:30, Friday evening, and we've just arrived at B's place after about a 550 kilometre drive from Coffs Harbour.